Hi all, welcome to Kemagillam Field the Chemistry. In this video, we can discuss few more questions from Kerala PSC HST Chemistry Junior with category number 333/2017. First question in this video: natural rubber can be distinguished from butyl rubber by an IR spectral peak around 1200, 1600, 2600. None of these. First we have to understand, or first we have to know the structures of natural rubber and butyl rubber. And this is a structure of natural rubber and this is a structure of butyl rubber, and the difference between these two is presence of C double bond C in natural rubber, which is absent in butyl rubber. So both we can distinguish by the presence of C double bond C stretching. So the value comes around 1600 centimeter inverse. So answer is option B. And I have did two videos based on IR spectroscopy. You can check the playlist with the name spectroscopy. In that almost all spectroscopy related videos are there. In that you can check IR spectroscopy. Some values are given, how we can determine the IR values, like that. Lot of things I have explained in that. You just check that one. Otherwise I will give the link in the description box. Next question: enantioselective epoxidation of allylic alcohol can be achieved by aluminum isopropoxide, tin isopropoxide, titanium isopropoxide, diethyl tartarate. None of these. And the epoxidation of allylic alcohol, when we are reading those lines, one name reaction comes to our mind, that is Sharpless epoxidation. So Sharpless epoxidation is an inertioselective chemical reaction to prepare 2,3-epoxy alcohol from primary and secondary allylic alcohol. And this is the reaction. This is what allylic alcohol, and this is phenolic position, this is allylic position. So this is allylic alcohol which converted to epoxy alcohol in presence of diethyl tartarate, that is DET means diethyl tartarate. Plus or minus means this plus or minus will decide whether this epoxy ring will be up above the plane or below the plane. And titanium isopropoxide, these both reagent will give the enantioselective epoxidation of allylic alcohol. So the option C is the correct answer: titanium isopropoxide and diethyl tartarate. The shape of ClF2 plus is this is related to VSEPR theory, and in the Facebook page I have uploaded the VSEPR one related to VSEPR theory one table. I will give the link of the Facebook page in the description box, or you can simply refer some +2 textbook. In that it is mentioned, +1 or +2 textbook. It is there. So first we can see Cl means Cl have valence electron 7. So plus charge means overall 6 valence electrons are there. So that I represent like this. Now we have 2 fluorine. So two fluorine we attach. Now this is 2 bond pair and this is 2 lone pair. 2 bond pair, 2 lone pair will give bent shape. Bent, otherwise we are called it as angular. So option A is the correct answer, angular. 44. The residual entropy associated with a crystal with a 6 possible orientation will be nearly. And the residual entropy, we have an equation: residual entropy S equal to K ln W, where K is the Boltzmann constant, W is the possible orientation. So this possible orientation we can write as, here it is mentioned 6, so we are representing as 6 raised to Na. Na means Avogadro number. If it is 2, then 2 raised to Na, like that you have to write. So here W is equal to 6 6 raised to Na. This A means a suffix. Okay. So residual entropy S we can write as K ln 6 raised to Na. That Na we can take out. Na K ln 6. Na K, that will give R, the value R, gas constant, and the value is 8.314 ln6. It will give a value around 14.89. So option C, 15, we have a value of 15, so we can write C as the correct answer. Next question, the point group of 1,1-difluoroethylene is. I did one complete video on the group theory. In that point group, symmetry element, character table, molecule symbol, and all are explained. You can check the playlist, or I will put one link in the description box. You just check that group theory part, and it is coming in the module 1. So almost everything I explained related to group theory, or everything is explained. So that link also I will give in the description box. You check that one. Now we can do this question. This is what 1,1-difluoroethylene, and these two are sp2 hybridized carbon, so the compound is planar. Now we can see any axis of symmetry is there, so we can have a C2 axis of symmetry like this, and here one plane is there. It will cut it into equal halves. This is sigma V, and I already mentioned that it is sp2, so it's a planar. So the compound present in a plane, that plane we are taking as sigma V, and the symmetry elements E. E means identity, C2, sigma V, V dash. So this correspond to point group C2V. So the answer is option C, C2V. You just check that point group. One single video is there. In that lot of examples I did. You just watch those things. For the reaction A gives B gives C, where K1 equal to 5 into 10 raised to 6 second inverse, K2 equal to 3 into 10 raised to 6 second inverse, the time at which concentration of B is maximum is. A gives B gives C. That means it's a consecutive reaction. For consecutive reaction, the rate constant we can write as dB by dt equal to K1 into A minus K2 into B, and that is equal to 0 means we will get the concentration of B as K1A divided by K2, and this is not needed for our solving our question. We have separate equation for that. B will be maximum, concentration of B will be maximum when the time will be T max, and the T max is given by ln K2 by K1 divided by K2 minus K1. This is an important equation, you have to note down. B will be maximum when time is T max, and is given by ln K2 by K1 divided by K2 minus K1. We have K1 and K2, just substitute those values. Ln 3 into 10 raised to 6 divided by 5 into 10 raised to 6 divided by 3 into 10 raised to 6 minus 5 into 10 raised to 6. On solving, we will get an answer of 2.55 into 10 raised to minus 7 second. So the answer is option A, 2.6 into 10 raised to minus 7 second. Next question, the number of radial nodes for 4s orbital of hydrogen atom is. The number of radial nodes is given by n minus L minus 1, where n is the principal quantum number, L is the azimuthal quantum number. And for 4s orbital, n value is 4, L value is 0. For s orbital, L value is 0. For p orbital, L value is 1. For d orbital, L value is 2, and you know those things. For 4s orbital, nodes will be 4 minus 0 minus 1, that is equal to 3. So option C is the correct answer. Next question, the number of metal-metal bonds in iridium 4 ZO carbonyl 12 times and Fe3 ZO 12 times are respectively. If you know the structure, you can simply write the answer, and we already did some question related to this, but now we can do in proper way how to find out metal-metal bond. The number of metal-metal bond is given by 18n minus total valence electron divided by 2, where n means the central metal number of center metal is given by n, and total valence electron means the outer electronic outer electron only we are considering in the case of metal. That is what total valence electron. So for IR4CO12, the number of metal-metal bond is given by, here n value is 4, okay, then 18 into 4 minus total valence electron, and iridium total valence electron in the iridium is 9, so 4 into 9 plus 12 carbonyls are there, each contribute 2. So 12 into 2 divided by 2. 18 into 4 minus 4 into 9 plus 12 into 2. Then we will get an answer 72 minus 60 divided by 2, that is 12 by 2, that is equal to 6. Similarly, for Fe3CO12, number of metal-metal bond is given by, here n value is 3. So 18 into 3 minus 3 into valence electron of iron is 8. 3 into 8 plus 12 into 12 divided by 2. 54 minus 48 by 2, that is 6 by 2, that is equal to 3. So total valence total metal-metal bond in IR4CO12 is 6 and Fe3CO12 is 3. So option A is the correct answer. This equation you have to note down, very important. Next question, the magnetic moment of a 6 coordinate transition metal complex is approximately 6 Bohr magneton. Identify the complex if it is ESR and Mossbauer active. I did two videos based on Mossbauer spectroscopy. You just watch that thing. ESR I did not do any video. I will upload soon. So how we can do this question? First we have to find out the how many d electrons present in the molecule. First, all are this aqua complex means charge is 0 or neutral. So the first compound, that is manganese 2+, to have a configuration of D5 and it's a high spin complex. Fe3+ D5 high spin, Fe2+ D6 high spin, Fe3+ D5 low spin. Because here cyanide group is there, so it is a strong ligand. It will pair or it will force the electron to pair, so it will form a low spin complex. So here manganese is D5 high spin, Fe3+ is D5 high spin, and Fe2+ is D6 high spin, and here last in option D it is Fe3+ with a D5 low spin. And we have we can just arrange those things. D5 high spin means the electron will arrange like this, D6 high spin means like this, D5 spin means like this. Now we have what magnetic moment is 6 Bohr magneton. That means unpaired electron will be 5. This type question we did in earlier. So number of unpaired electron will be 5. So we can cut D5 low spin and D6 high spin, right? Here only 4 unpaired electron, here only 1 unpaired electron. So these two won't form, or this is not the molecule. We have a molecule or the compound contain 5 unpaired electrons. So D5 high spin is the complex. D5 high spin first 2, manganese 2+ or Fe3+. A or B will be the answer. Okay, and both are ESR active. So every compound is ESR active because all contain unpaired electrons. So all are ESR active. And among manganese and iron, which is Mossbauer active, Fe57 is a Mossbauer active species. So the correct answer is FeH2O 6 times 3+. You have to watch the Mossbauer spectroscopy video, then it's easy to understand the concept. So the answer is FeH2O 6 times 3+. Okay. Next question. Lability of the ions chromium 2+, vanadium 2 plus, manganese 2 plus follow the order. What is means by the lability or the labile? These labile and inert are kinetic terms, and we have some configuration which always act as labile. That is D1, D2, D4 high spin, D5 high spin, D6 high spin, D7 high spin, D9 and D10. These are labiles. Okay. Now we have to find out the electronic configuration of these three. Chromium 2 plus is D4, vanadium 2 plus is D3, and manganese 2 plus is D5. So here D4 is there, and D4 high spin is labile. Also D5 high spin is labile, but there is no D3. So D3 means it is inert. And what it is, ST, this is a code to remember the first transition elements, ST, Wickermann, Fekko, Nikusen. It will give D1 to D10. That is scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. This is what D1 to D10. We should always remember these things. So when you are writing, just write the these letters and 1, 2, 3 like that you can put. So it's easy to find out the configuration. So chromium D4. Here you can see STVC. So this here represent chromium. So D1, D2, D3, D4, D4s2. So Cr2 plus means 2 electrons removing. So the configuration is D4. Vanadium means D3s2. So V2 plus means D3. Manganese here D5s2. So after removing 2 electrons, become D5. Here D3 is corresponding to inert. Inert means least labile. So V2 plus will be least labile. In these options, in option B, V2 plus is least labile. So B is the correct answer. The normalization constant of the equation phi m equal to bm e raised to I m phi is. The normalization means integral psi star d tau equal to 1, and here phi means the limit will be 0 to 2 pi, and it's related to hydrogen like molecules, spherical molecules. We can discuss that quantum mechanical part, quantum mechanics in some video. There I will tell in detail. Now normalization means integral psi star d tau equal to 1. Here phi is there, so the limit will be 0 to 2 pi, phi star d phi equal to 1, and we have phi is bm e raised to I m phi. So phi star means this is I, so the inverse will we have to take, that is e raised to minus I m phi. So substitute both the values of phi and phi star, and this e raised to I m phi and e raised to minus I m phi will cancel out to give e raised to 0. E raised to 0 means 1. So the left will be 0, integral 0 to 2 pi bm square d5 equal to 1. Bm square is a constant that we can take out. Bm square integral 0 to 2 pi d5 equal to 1. Integral d5 means pi. So bm square phi 0 to 2 pi equal to 1. Substitute the value bm square into 2 pi minus 0 equal to 1. Bm square equal to 1 by 2 pi, or bm equal to root of 1 by 2 pi. So the answer is C, option C, 1 by root 2 pi. This normalization, orthogonality, all those things comes in the quantum mechanics. We can discuss in one video. If I started explaining, we have to tell a lot about these things. At least you have to study some normalization constant for one-dimensional box, then this kind of phi, theta and radial part, some of the values you have to study, some basic values. Okay, let's have a discussion later. The CFSE of titanium H2O 6 times 3 plus having lambda max 492 nanometer is. This is a GATE previous year question. How we can solve this question? And titanium means D2S2. Last video we told what ST Vikraman. So titanium means D2S2. Titanium 3 plus means D1. And CFSE the value is 0.4 Nt2G minus 0.6 Neg del 0, and this del 0 we can write as nu bar wave number, or we can write as 1 by lambda. And we have the value of lambda. So for D1 CFSE will be this Eg, there is no electron in the Eg level, only one electron in the T2G level, so the value will be 0.4 into 1 and 1 by lambda. Lambda is 492 nanometer. We have to convert into centimeter inverse. Normally CFSE we are explaining, or the unit is expressed in centimeter inverse. So 0.4 into 1 by 492 into 10 raised to minus 7 centimeter minus 9 meter minus 10 raised to minus 7 centimeter 10 raised to minus 9 meter. Don't confuse with that. CFSE we are expressing in centimeter inverse. By solving this, we will get a value of 8130.08 centimeter inverse, and option A is the correct answer. Next question, the structure in which n and n minus corners of an n-cornered polyhedron are occupied are respectively. If n vertices are occupied, it's closed, n minus 1 means nido, closed and nido. Next question, the conversion of vinyl cyclopropane to cyclopentene upon heating is an example of which type of sigmatropic rearrangement? First we have to write or draw the structures. So this is the conversion. This is what vinyl cyclopropane, and this is what cyclopentene. And how this compound converted to this? Here some bond is formed like this. Okay, now count the number of carbon. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carbons are there. If a bond is formed like this, and if this bond is cleaved, then we will get a structure like this, right? If the bond is cleaved and one bond is formed like this is similar to this. So now we know where the bond is cleaving, where the bond is formed. So from here the bond breaking, so we can put this as 1 and the other side as 1. Here what bond is breaking here, so we can write 1 as here. Now bond is formed here with the 1 and this, so we can write the other numbers like 1, 2, 3. Bond is breaking here, so there is no change in this carbon. So we don't need to calculate those, or we don't need to include this carbon. Here bond is breaking, so we put 1, 1, and one bond is forming here. So the bond is forming between 1 and 3, and this is a 1,3 sigmatropic rearrangement. When a question asking from sigmatropic rearrangement, you have to find out where the bond is breaking, where the bond is forming, and from breaking bond we have to number 1, then both sides put 1, and where the bond is forming there the final number should come. Okay, this is 1,3 sigmatropic rearrangement. Minimum intensity of absorption in the UV region will be shown by some aqua complexes are given with 2+ oxidation state. On all form high spin complexes, and we have to write the electronic configuration. Here chromium 2+ is D4, vanadium 2+ is D3, manganese 2+ is D5, and cobalt 2+ is D7. And it's shown that it's a minimum intensity of absorption. That means there should be some Laporte forbidden, spin forbidden transition. And in D5 you know that there is no DD transition, it's a Laporte forbidden and a spin forbidden transition. So it will give the minimum intensity absorption. So the answer is option C, manganese MnH2O 6 times 2+ complex. Okay, If you like this video, like, share and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and you can direct mail me at kemmagilam@gmail.com. If you have any doubt in this video, you can ask in the comment box, or if you have any suggestion, or if you feel any answer is right or I made any mistake, you can comment that also in this below this video. And always check comment box. If I made some mistake, I will put a comment in that, and it will be pinned. And HST notification has already came. If you did not apply, just go to the site and apply and start studying with what you can download the syllabus. After that, you have to search videos for that, and some videos are there in the channel. You can watch all those things, and if you need any particular video, you can comment that also. If you are not familiar with, or if you feel some difficulty in some topics, you can comment that one. I will put one video on that. Thank you for watching.